What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/TalesFromTheCustomer. This story's called Male Karen Yells at My Friend Because He Doesn't Understand How Coupons Work. I've worked in customer service for 22 years, with the past 15 spent as a server. I'm in my late 30s, but I'm often mistaken for mid-20s. Medium height, slender, brunette, and very obviously gay. I mean, I'm so flaming I'm useful to have around during a blackout. I also have an acting background. You have to be an actor to last in the service industry. About this story, all names contained herein are fictitious, hence why there are quotation marks around them. Dialogue is paraphrased as this was almost 2.5 years ago. There's me, a sassy gay comedian who will fight to the death for his friends. Melissa, a sweet girl who always has a smile on her face. Marilyn, Melissa's protective older sister and coworker. Kathy, Melissa and Marilyn's tough-as-nails, New Jersey-born work mom. Gina, quite possibly one of the sweetest girls I've ever met. Priscilla, cashier hostess who excels at resting bimbo face. Dick, douchebag customer who gets off on yelling at young girls. This particular instance occurred when I had just gotten off work and ventured across the street to a chain restaurant where most of my friends work. Let's call it Rob Levin's. I was dressed in my workout clothes as I planned to go to the gym after I had a late light lunch. In addition to my bright metallic pride bracelet, a sentimental charm bracelet my mom had given me for my previous birthday, and my Fitbit, I had donned all of my rings that I'm not allowed to wear while serving. In other words, I was the epitome of masculinity. This is relevant to the story. It was a Sunday after church. My usual routine involved me sitting at the counter and chatting up the girls when they didn't have a lot going on. I had just paid and was standing off to the side waiting for my bakery order to be filled. I know eating peanut butter pie while trying to tone up isn't necessarily a good thing to do. Sue me. I stayed off to the side so I wouldn't be in the way. I was on my phone minding my own business when the big metal door of the to-go entrance was wrenched open, causing it to slam against the outside wall. Enter Dick, a tall guy with a semi-muscular dad bod who lumbered in like Jason Voorhees and slammed an open palm down onto the counter. The loudness of it all got mine and several other people's attention. Dick was at least 6'1", and Melissa is barely 5'2" on a good day. Seeing him approach in such an aggressive manner made her shrink back slightly.
Welcome to Rob Levin's.
Forget all that, I just want my food.
I could feel my anxiety spiking as this guy was being hostile to my friend for no reason whatsoever. Melissa, who was a part-time school teacher, took it in stride at first.
Certainly. May I have your name?
Dick Head.
Found it.
Found it? I should hope so. How hard is your job?
I had to stop myself from audibly gasping in disgust as I turned and looked over my shoulder at Priscilla, the hostess, who was at her post behind her POS computer system. Oh my god, Priscilla, do you hear this guy? Priscilla said nothing and nodded.
Will that be cash or card?
Card.
Would you like to leave a tip?
That's a rude thing to ask.
I almost snickered audibly at the irony of his assertion.
Sir, I'm required to ask that.
No, you're not.
Marilyn brought over Dick's bagged-up to-go order.
You're just holding on bread. Your bread will be out in a minute. When you're ready, please insert your card into the card reader.
Dick inserted his card into the card reader. His payment process, he removed his card and things got weird. Well, weirder.
I also have these coupons.
Were you wanting to place another order?
No, I want to use these coupons.
I'm sorry, sir. All coupons need to be processed before payment is run. Also, stacking discounts is not allowed.
She looks at the coupons.
These are expired.
As Melissa handed the coupons back to Dick, he snatched them from her, causing them to be ripped in half.
Well, I'm a veteran. Don't I get a discount for that?
Thank you for serving.
Yeah. Do I get a discount or not?
Melissa had started to turn red.
Yes, however, your payment has already been processed. In order to apply your discount, I would have to void this transaction, then run your card again. Keep in mind, both transactions will be marked pending before the original one is debited back.
I had been cutting death glares at this guy the whole time. I knew that at any second he could notice me staring at him. I turned around to Priscilla and asked her to give me change so I could talk to her. Priscilla, act like you're giving me change. I took out a $10 bill. In fact, give me change. That way it looks like I'm not gossiping about him. I can't believe how rude he's being to Melissa. I so want to say something.
I know, he's in here every week and always causes a scene.
So him being a stage 4 a-hole is a regular thing.
Unfortunately.
I heard the rustling of plastic and turned around.
This is ridiculous.
Dick snatched his rather large to-go order off the counter and stormed out the takeout entrance. I was sorta hoping that his bag would break or he would drop his entire order all over the parking lot, but no such luck. What a prick! Before I could say anything further, Dick came storming back up to the counter.
You forgot my bread!
I could see Marilyn's face get redder, and it was clear she was trying to fight back tears. She said nothing, then turned around and walked a few feet away to the kitchen door to retrieve the manager. Dick, as if trying to gain some sort of support that he was in the right, looked over at me.
Jesus!
He then let out an exaggerated chuckle like the whole situation was just so funny. I just scowled at him. I headed back over to the counter. I flagged down Kathy, who was walking by with a drink order, and handed her a tip. That guy is being really mean to Melissa.
He better not be. Let me hear him. I'll whoop his ass.
I then flagged down Gina. Gina, that guy is being really horrible to Melissa.
Oh no, where is she?
I think she went in the back to get the manager. Gina left to go take care of her tables, but kept casting watchful glances over at the takeout counter. I then flagged down Marilyn. That guy is being a major tool to your sister. Marilyn looked over at the takeout counter when the kitchen door opened as the manager emerged with Melissa in tow.
Melissa, you okay?
Melissa nodded and mouthed the word,
Yeah.
I walked back up front. Melissa placed my boxed pie on the counter.
Oh, Pete, your pie is ready.
Thank you. I handed her a cash tip. Here, you deserve it. I turned cutting eyes at Dick. I beg your pardon, sir?
Yes?
I heard you say you're military? I'm prior service Air Force.
Yes, I'm retired Army. Thank you for...
He went to shake my hand. I didn't extend mine. Yeah, I didn't make it quite that far, but I know how to treat others with respect. The way you just yelled at that young lady and made a scene over food was totally uncalled for. Let me ask you something. Dick was silent. I'm guessing based on your wedding ring that you're married? Do you have any children?
Yes, 2 girls.
How would you like it if someone berated your wife or your daughters the way you just did this young lady? Dick didn't respond. You'd probably want to defend them. He nodded. I can't help but wonder what they would think of the vile display you just put on over food that you clearly shouldn't be eating. I think it's safe to say they would be mortified. Give your wife my condolences. She's clearly a saint for putting up with you. I picked up my box of peanut buttery heaven off the counter and left out the to-go entrance.
Edit!
For those of you who have pointed out that I flagged down several employees who had little involvement in the story to tell them what was going on. It was because Melissa needed witnesses in case Dick decided to make up some big crock to get her in trouble after the fact. I've been in her position before, and it isn't fun. We all know butthole customers never make up stuff to get their own way. The manager on duty was a spineless brown-noser who hated conflict and gave free stuff away all the time to keep entitled wank stains from complaining to corporate. You know what? OP handled that pretty well, and hopefully that causes predict to analyze his behavior in the future. This story's called, I'm Trapped in a 20-Year Nightmare with the Worst Solar Rental Company to Exist. First, let me preface this by saying you should never get yourself trapped in a solar rental. They are a scam through and through. I got trapped into mine because I bought a house with a solar lease and the contract must transfer over unless the seller wants to pay off the lease for the lifetime of the contract. I didn't know how bad the contract was because my boyfriend looked over the lease and filled out the paperwork to just sign it over without questioning anything. I should have been involved, I know, that's my bad. I was just ignorant and am learning my lesson the hard way. Now to my issues. You are supposed to see how much energy your solar is pulling in online. We could see the first month, but not after. Call after call for months never got me any help. I have to wait for hours to get a real person and they would all say, sorry, we can see what you're producing on our end. It should work on your end. Shockingly, it didn't, hence why I called. Probably the 10th call, they finally offered to send someone over to check out my system. I get a date of 2 weeks out with 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to show time. It's the only appointment available for a long time, so I take it. I take the day off work. Dude never shows. I call back, wait on hold again. They say they will reschedule me but don't know what day and to wait for a call back. The next morning, I'm heading out to work and a guy shows up to look at the systems. No clue he would be there. I didn't have any missed calls or anything. I checked my emails and nothing. So I called in late and waited for him to do his thing. He discovered the device that transmits the signal to show how much energy the panels produce isn't working. He says they have to order the part. He gets the order in and sets an appointment for next week for install. Then I asked him a few questions, like, could they see what my system was producing if the system was producing, etc.? He tells me no, which means the first 10 calls I made, I was lied to. Awesome. The appointment to get the install comes, and once again, no one shows up. I call and get placed on hold and hung up on over and over. Rinse and repeat for days. I continue this process over and over for weeks and am told so many things when I do get a person on the line, including, our notes show they came and replaced the part, or they closed out the ticket saying everything is fine, to, I don't know what's going on, let me call you back. I heard that last one so many times and never got a call back. Then Brovid happened, and I'm guessing they laid off a ton of their support staff. My calls now went on hold longer and longer. I'd call every day and sometimes wait on hold for 10 hours before I gave up. I had enough. I still couldn't see what, if any, energy my solar panels pulled in. So I did a bunch of research for a week to see if there was any way to get out of this contract. Surprise, there isn't. I'm screwed. I went over the contract as well to discover I am double screwed. There is no way out. I am married to this company. So I took to Twitter. I tweeted the top 4 people in the company, hoping a bash on the company would be taken seriously. Finally, not. 4 days later, I got a tweet back asking for my info. I sent it to them, and 2 weeks later, for a call from a very nice guy who I take pity on for having to listen to my long-winded story. He scheduled for the piece to be replaced, and luckily I was working from home, so I didn't have to take more time off. I waited by the front door the whole day, and no one showed. So the next day, I called that rep back on his direct line. Turns out he was out until the following Monday. Monday comes along and he calls and apologizes and said the repair guy reported no one answered the door. Bull crap, I waited by that door all day. So he sends someone else to come the next day. The next day, a man comes and fixes the unit. I'm excited. He said it will take 1 full billing cycle to see the data on my side, so be patient. Guess what? It's been 2 full billing cycles and I still can't see anything. I have no proof the panels are giving us power. I still can't get anyone to answer when I call and wait on hold for 10 hours plus. If anyone is wondering, I live in Arizona, so it's hot here. Even with these panels, my electric bill was $350. We are careful. We don't keep it super cold here. We turn stuff off and try to conserve. The lease is $123 a month and goes up every year, even though the panel loses production every year. I freaking hate this and hate this company sucking me dry. Edit. I have contacted several lawyers and they basically tell me I am crap out of luck. Apparently, solar lease contracts are ironclad. That honestly sounds like a really scary situation to be in, because that is a lot of money and a long time to be paying that money. Hopefully it works out in the end. I think that they should contact more lawyers though, because it seems like the company's not doing their job. So yeah. This story's called Cashier Body Shamed My Boyfriend. Today, I went full on Karen at the supermarket. I went to do groceries with my boyfriend, and while he was at the till, I sat down nearby. I'm 6 months pregnant, and today I'm running on 4 hours of sleep in the last 48. Standing up feels like a chore. Once he paid, he marched out of the store with me struggling to keep up. It turns out that the middle-aged cashier felt it was her place to comment on the food we bought and my boyfriend's weight. I was fuming. I don't usually do these things, but there were a couple of staff members at the entrance enforcing the compulsory mask rule, so I told them what happened. They were appalled, apologized, and asked me the till number to talk to the woman. They asked if I wanted to speak with the manager and make an official complaint, but I passed. She's lucky I didn't hear the exchange directly, or I would have torn her a new one. Also, plot twist, 99% of the junk food we bought is for my pregnant ass and my cravings. I wish she could have tried to body shame me too. I wish. Edit. To clarify, her comments were on the lines of,
"All these sodas and pizzas tend to stay on the belly, don't they?"
while pointing at his figure. He stormed out because I often told him off due to his short temper and did not want to make a scene, so I totally appreciated his reaction. Wait, that is a good thing. He did handle that well. And that's really messed up. It can be a little uncomfortable buying a bunch of junk food, and a cashier judging you on it is not helping.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.